Hi guys, there are no winners in a trade war, but when it comes to the US versus China, the latter is going to come out on the other side in much better shape. Matt Free spoke to Michael Sheridan, a former Sunday Times correspondent and author of a book on the Chinese president called The Red Emperor. The interview was extremely interesting, and I'll leave a link to the full clip in the description of this video. But what Michael had to say at this point here demonstrates perfectly why China will weather the trade storm much better than the US. Have a listen to this.
Oh, look, they've gone ahead of that rural, agricultural-based economy for a long time. By the way, J.D. Vance, among the other things he gets wrong, is that the word peasant is not a pejorative in China. Chairman Mao exalted the peasants along with the workers.
But perhaps he was paying them a compliment. We never know. You know.
He was. And in fact, the Chinese official who's in charge of Hong Kong, more or less, has just said, well, the American peasants can now bow down to China because we are a proud nation and we're not giving in. But let's be serious for a second. China is going ahead so fast with artificial intelligence, new generations of chips, all the plans and projects for a new 21st century economy. I've read and studied Xi Jinping's latest statements and speeches. They're out there ad nauseam. All he talks about is new technology, new industry, conquering different new opportunities, taking China to a different stage, electric vehicles, artificial intelligence, the Chinese machine learning, artificial intelligence tool that has come up and surprised everybody. That's what they're focusing on. And they gave Western journalists a tour recently of a Huawei plant in eastern China that is like a technology campus that any Silicon Valley king would die for. They are charging ahead. They talk about the 21st century economy, the new economy. They are not talking about tariffs and borders and migration and sovereignty. These are to them, this is 19th century power concepts. Xi Jinping is interested in ruling the 21st century, not fighting the battles of the 19th. And
there you have it. He's not interested in fighting battles of the 19th century or the 20th century. He's focusing on the 21st century. And contrast that with the United States and with Europe to a lesser extent. What are we talking about in the West? We're talking about immigration. We're talking about borders. We're talking about tariffs. We're talking about old concepts. And what is China talking about? It's talking about the future. It's talking about new technologies. It's talking about electric cars, AI, machine learning, ways of the future. They're not talking about the issues that we're talking about. And that's why they will succeed. Because they're not... Why are we talking about these issues in Europe, in the West, in the United States? To distract the public from failures within government. I keep saying all of these issues are to distract the public. The government should be focusing on long-term strategies. There should be consensus within political parties about making things better for the country. Every country, every respective country, political parties should not be fighting over issues like immigration or borders or sovereignty or tariffs or whatever. They should be focusing on what do we need to do over the next 20 to 25 years, because that's what China is doing. I understand their political system is completely different, but they're going to succeed and we're going to fail. And what are we doing? Fighting over issues that are not in the interest of the nation. And this is where we're going to fail. And China is going to succeed. They are looking at the future. We're looking at the past. And the Chinese president knows this. And he knows all he has to do is sit back and watch Donald Trump implode. Donald Trump and his administration are trying to punish China, but China has already been through a difficult situation recently. When it came to the pandemic, they were able to close down their economy and maintain control. We struggled. We had a lot of pushback. But in China, they were able to control the situation, and they're able to do the same thing again. Now, there are, of course, issues in China. There are issues about housing. There are issues about banking systems. There are serious problems that need to be resolved. But these are internal issues, not external ones. So China is, in a sense, well protected if Donald Trump goes further with this trade war. But at the end of the day, they are looking to the future while we in the West are looking towards the past.